In this Mentum review video, I'm going to be walking you through everything you need to know about this AI writing assistant. Mentum is an AI writing assistant that helps you quickly and easily create content for your blog, social media, website, and much more. It's hard to believe that there's yet again another AI writing tool on the market. So in this video, I'm going to show you give my thoughts on Mentum, and by the end of this video, you should know whether Mentum is for you or not. I'll also leave a special discounted link in the description below, so you always get your money's worth, and if you have any questions, I tend to reply within 24 hours, so go ahead and drop them below. We're now inside Mentum, and the first thing that you see is a very clean dashboard with tons of templates. Now, it'll be counterproductive to go through every single template in this review, so I'm going to go over the main USPs that I believe are USPs for my business. So the first thing we're going to check out is the custom writer. In a simplistic layout, you have your main fields, so it's asking us what we want to create. I'm going to ask it to write me a poem. And the description will be the collapse of society. The audience will be poets, and the tone will be dark. Let's go ahead and do create. So it says it's going to take around about 20 to 30 seconds. So let's see if that's true to the word. Okay, that was actually less than 20 seconds. Now, I'm not going to read this entire poem out to you, but go ahead and pause your screen and have a read. Now, I just paused my video and had a read, and I actually thought that was a really good poem. It all made sense. It would nice to get some commas. I'm not sure if you meant to have commas in poems. My English isn't the best, despite it being my first language standard, but you know, overall, it made sense to me. It read quite well, and I quite liked it. I also like the way it's been formatted as in an actual poem, so that's pretty cool. On the right, you can save this, or you can copy this. If you click the copy button, open up a notepad and then paste it in, or a document, that's where it will get pasted. Overall, the custom writer seemed to have worked really well. Let's move on to some other templates. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and do some Facebook primary text. So the brand, let's just go ahead and say Apple, and then we're going to say iPhone, and we're meant to do to describe the features of the iPhone. So we're going to say iPhone, OLED screen, curve edging, and fast. Sorry for interrupting, it's Marty from the future, but as I was going through this footage, I want to just make one little point, which is why AI writing softwares won't work for you if you do this one mistake. That one mistake is not giving the software enough information to create your outputs. Remember this as the foundation of using any AI writing software, which is garbage in, garbage out. If you put one word into the input, expect little to come back out. If you put as much detail in the software as you can, you will get a much more advanced in detail response back. Back to the video. Under advanced settings, you can set the language to a different output language. So we're going to go ahead and do English British. We can keep the tone. I'm just going to leave it as is. And the audience, we're going to go with tech nerds. Okay, and do create. Okay, so we've got a few new posts that have just been created, and again, go ahead and pause the screen and have a read. Under the writing tools, I'm going to go ahead and try an FAQ questions, because I don't tend to see this in a lot of previous copywriting tools I've used. So we're going to go ahead and we've added an iPhone OLED screen, curve edging, fast, from the previous text that we did. Let's go ahead and do create. It's also nice that it saves your previous outputs, so I don't need to keep changing the tone of voice. Now, what's really cool here is that it's just generated these questions, and these are fantastic for SEO, especially getting into the snippet section of Google. So that's a big win for me, really happy with that. Next, we're in the blog outline, and quite frankly, the title, intro, and paragraph, they're all important, but I always like starting off with an outline because it kind of dictates the rest of the article for me. So we're going to go ahead and do a blog outline. Again, we're going to stick with Apple theme. So we're going to do the brand is Apple, and we're going to keep all of this in and do create. Okay, so again, it's kind of stuck to the question side of things. I'm not overly keen on the fact that it's done that personally. I want a little bit more variety, otherwise how do we know if it's distinguishing between the outline and the previous template that we just used, which was the FAQ questions. Overall, these would actually make good titles, so I guess it's kind of done that with the outline, because every outline needs a title. But I tell you what, let's try and expand this. So we're going to copy this title here. We're going to go to blog paragraph, and we're going to paste that in and do create. create. Okay, so it's done quite a short paragraph. It's nice that we can expand it. And again, I'll let you pause the screen and have a read. What's quite nice about this is that it's gone quite techy with the actual description. So that's actually quite a big win. Okay, so for keywords, I'm not entirely sure what this is actually going to do. It would be nice to get some better descriptions for what each one should be used for. I imagine it's going to be for more SEO, but let's just put in some text and do create. Okay, so what I think it's done is you're meant to paste in a bunch of text into this description here. Oh, and in fact, my mistake, it does actually have the eye icon. So describe your product and under call to action, use at least 5 words, more details, better results. Yeah, I'm not sure that actually does a good job of describing what this overall feature does, but what I think it does is it finds common keywords in your text, and then obviously you can elaborate with that with your SEO. So you just add in a long description here, and it will check out all the keywords in there and display you the best keywords to use. Okay, so this is a cold email, and again, we're going to go and stick with brand, Apple, campaign or product description, and we're going to do create. One thing I do really like about this is how fast the outputs are being created. That's a big win for me because time is money and you just want to get the output, so that's quite good. If you want to read this, go ahead and pause the screen. What's really cool here is that they've even added a placeholder for you to add your name in, so it kind of tells you where you should do and what you should do with this template. It's also nice that they've started it off with a marketing framework, so it kind of asks a question, it stops the reader in their tracks. And what's nice, it's added on some manners, so it's actually thanking the reader for their time. That's actually not too bad. Okay, so this is the product name generator. So the product category, let's go ahead and go with tech, and then describe your product or add keywords. So I'm going to say it's a CRM system. We're going to say task management. Yeah, let's just go with CRM and task management and do create. Okay, and then it starts generating all of these, which is actually quite cool. Task tech, so it's just using a combination of all of this information here. Yeah, so I don't think it's actually searching online and understanding the words at hand. I think it's just using this information to generate different titles. It would be nice for it to breach out and to kind of go into like all the subwords of each keyword, but overall, yeah, that's it can be handy, so that's all right. We're just going to jump back into the custom writer. So I want to do a plagiarism test, so we're going to do, what do we want to create, and we're going to do a blog, and then this will be how to train a badly trained dog to sit. The audience is going to be dog owners, the tone informative. Okay, let's do create. Okay, so it's just written this text here, so we're going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to go into Grammarly and paste it there. We're just going to do done. Okay, and we're going to click on plagiarism. I use Grammarly because it's one of the best, and we have about 11% plagiarism score. Now let's just see, sometimes generic sentences or words can be found, and that's not really an issue, but let's just see how closely related this is. So okay, so this article is how to get your adult child to leave home and be independent. Okay, so I'm not too worried the fact that this is so generic and completely unrelated to this actual topic. And again, this one's 5%, so let's click on this. Okay, I'm actually not too concerned about the plagiarism score here because this plagiarism score is from a completely unrelated topic. So I don't imagine Google's going to be too miffed off with that. And then the second one is actually 5% from another one, but again, this is a very similar topic, and there's only so many ways you can add variety to an overall structured sentence. But overall, it's only this first topic here, and as you can see, it's this which is the plagiarized bit of this blog post. So again, it's generic terminology, it's not paragraphs or massive anything. Okay, so the bigger that article will become, the less I would actually be concerned, so I wouldn't be too concerned with that. But again, it's always best to try it out for yourself and test it. Okay, so what do I think about Mentum? I think it works, and I think that's a really big thing when it comes to a lot of these AI copywriting tools. I still think it's in the earlier stages, so there's still a bit of development and improvements going, but it does what it says. The fields and the outputs work and make sense. There's no glitchy behavior. The first instance of each output is actually pretty good. The interface isn't difficult to use, so there'll be no drastic learning curve. Do I think it's the best on the market? No, but for the price point, it's actually very reasonably priced. I will be keeping an eye on this tool because I think it's got some good potential, but time will tell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.